My name is Judy Fujimoto, and I first started to attend the Berkeley Buddhist Temple back in the mid-1950s when I was about 5 years old. My babysitter, Kellie, used to walk me from our home to the temple so that I could attend the Dharma school led by Mrs. Jane Imamura, wife of the resident minister at the time, Reverend Kanmo Imamura. Shortly thereafter, my parents, Mel and Kiono Tominaga, joined the temple, and so, with a few hiatuses, ever since that time, I've participated in the BBT's Obon. When I was a child, the Obon practices, as well as the Obon dance itself, were summer highlights for me. It was just fun to learn the dances and to participate with so many members of the Japanese American community in this event. Madam Michiya Hanayagi, mother of the present instructor, Anin Tanaka, was our head teacher. And as I remember, Mr. Yoshimura and Mr. Imada ran the sound system. I think they started playing records with a record player and later moved on to reel-to-reel tape recorders. My sister Mary Lindquist reminds me that our aspirations at Obon practice were to be able to join the teenagers and college students who danced in the outer circle as opposed to staying in the inner circle with the other Dharma school kids. As these were the baby boom years, there were so many participants that by the early 1960s, the temple sponsored the Obon dance at the Berkeley Civic Center Park, located opposite the Berkeley City Hall. The plaza was ringed with chochin, Japanese lanterns, and there were up to 3 circles of dancers dancing around the fountain in the middle of the park. When my husband Bill and I returned to Berkeley and joined the temple, our daughters Amy and Annie joined the Dharma school and of course began dancing in the Obon. The music now came from cassette players, but Amy and Annie used the yukata, kachikachi, and fans both my sister and I used when growing up. And in the last 2 Obons at the BBT, now my oldest granddaughters, Skylar and Kylie, have joined in the Obon dancing. I note now that the music comes from an iPhone, but I appreciate the fact that an even more diverse group of dancers now participate. And so, with this history, Obon is important to me not only because we remember and honor our family members who've passed away before us, but because of this continuity of carrying on what I think is a joyous and inclusive Buddhist tradition.
Hello, my name is Kellie. I'm a member of the Berkeley Higashi Hongaji Buddhist Temple. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to some of my Obon memories. I've been lucky enough to go to Obons for as long as I can remember. It's always a fun time. You see some familiar faces, some new faces, and whether it's, catching up over popsicles and otter pops and homemade cookies during break time, or eating a bowl of udon or eating a hot dog after the actual obon. It's always a good time to get together and see the people who you maybe didn't see the whole year, but you'll see them during obon time. It's one of those really unique things where whether you come to practice beforehand or you just jump in off the street and wing it, it really just brings everyone together. The dances are simple enough and easy enough that if you wanted to come to practice, you can. If you don't, you can always find someone in the crowd hey, that person looks like they know what they're doing, let's just copy them. It's really great. You always see there's that group, that Obon circuit that you're able to see when at different temples, whether that's Alameda or Sangha or Berkeley Otani or Concord, San Jose, like all of the Obons have, similar lines, just like the rest of us. We all maybe have different areas that we grew up in, but, we all come together in one big Obon. Another favorite of mine is the yukata dressing. Growing up, I was really lucky to be able to go to like a grand aunt or, go to temple early and get dressed, between them telling you to suck it in, and, telling you how like they used to, put a foot on your back and tie it really, really tight. It was always a fun, special, unique thing to do. Growing up, it was easy. People definitely like dressed you, you got to do, show up, someone knew what they were doing. But growing up when we hit around middle school, high school, you start to notice that less and less people are there. So my dad learned how to dress and he would dress us. And then eventually, my girlfriend and I learned how to dress ourselves. And another one of my Obon favorites is being able to wear yukata. Growing up in the US, it's not something that we're commonly able to like break out of our closet and wear. And so it's always really special to be able to put it on. Growing up, we got to get dressed at, grand aunt's house, or, you show up to temple before Obon and get tied into it. Between, telling us to suck it in, we were always told, stories of how we were so lucky that, they were doing it and not the people who tied it before them, because, they'd put a foot in the middle of your back and tie it super tight. So we were super lucky. But, as we got older, we realized that, there were less and less people dressing us. So we were lucky that at Alameda, they, put us to work and taught us how to tie our obi and tie, essentially dress ourselves. And since there's less people who know how to do it, it was skills that really came in handy as we got older. Now we're able to kind of give back to the community that used to dress up. We're those old bachans, okay, maybe not old bachans, but, we're those people in, the upper rafters, up second floor, like tying everyone all sweaty, tying it super tight, telling them to like suck it in, but not too much because, we want to make sure you can breathe and, still eat. But it's always been, a really nice, lovely kind of thing to be able to do, and kind of give back to, the community that raised us and dressed us. So, thank you to the people who came before us, and definitely with the COVID times that we're in right now, I'm grateful to be included in our virtual Obon, and thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you next year to create some Obon memories of our own. Bye!